Good day, Reed here. I'm back at home in my backyard. I just harvested the second smallest bag of potatoes, or batch of potatoes I guess, from a plant that used to be right here. And that's fine. I really did the very minimal amount to try and get it to go and become a great plant. I'll see those other ones just right there. They're not looking very good. I'm not expecting much from them. And then there's this one here growing out of this mound. I think that one will be 10% better than this one. Now, what I'm doing here, and I'm on a slope, so the mound of dirt that's here is downhill. We're about to get a bunch of rain this weekend, and I'm making a full hugel mound here. So I've got the mulch and some manure materials from the potatoes there, and I've dug out, it's maybe a foot deep at its deepest part. I filled it up with these branches. Next thing I'm going to do is come over and top it with some of my chicken manure that's in that little pallet structure, and I'm going to actually just let it get rained on in this current cycle. Like, the dirt, I don't know if you can tell, it's crazy dry. And my manure pile, it's got a bunch of char in it, so it's becoming biochar. And I'll label that, sprinkle it on top, kick it in a bunch, let this current weekend's worth of rain actually just filtrate right into it. And then when I come back, Sunday evening probably, I will put some of my mulch materials in there and some of the dirt. And I'm going to maintain a crescent-like edge to this lower mound of dirt, so that as the rain comes down the slope to it, it'll hit that and help it to sink into the hole here. And this is prep so that this coming year, when I put some plants in here, it'll probably be another squash. I kind of like how they take over the area a bunch. The ideal is that all this rain from the winter will have actually perforated down into this, soaking the wood that's there, creating a nice spongy material mixed with the biochar, and then all of those things over the winter ideally going to allow the microbial life to really inoculate that in the best possible way. The other thing I have, I'm just remembering now, you can see like those bags of feed that are there. Now, I don't know how well this is actually going to work, but one of my clients has a bunch of sheep. They have all this old sheep grain. And so I took the stuff that wasn't like crazy moldy, is just like turning a bit, and I'm going to sprinkle that in here too. And just try to give a lot of organics, because you can see the soil there is clay rich. So I'm not too concerned about the clay factor of it. And then this will hopefully be one nice tiny bed. Yeah, like as I walk up this path here to my chicken coop, this is my zone 1. And so I'd really like to see some food things happening here. There's actually a path right where the soil is here for me to get to my compost pile. And then I've got this little squash plant that amounted to nothing. That stack of hay, we won't talk about that. And then a little one just right there. I'm going to dig that whole space up and do this same. And then I'm going to do a little triangle where that bale of hay is. And you can see maybe the calendula flowers on the other side of it. I'm going to do a similar thing where this one is. And I might even just make a triangle shape out of that whole area for another bed. And so I'll have 3 nice little beds up here that over the course of the winter will get all drenched in. My goal is basically just to do, one at a time, keeping it easy. The rain's starting to pick up again, that's great. And by the time the spring comes, they'll have had a whole winter's worth of activity. It's mid-October right now, just to give an idea, and pretty excited about all that. So if you want to know more about hugel culture, I invite you to check out Sepp Holzer, SEPP Holzer, Holzer, or if you're English or Canadian, Zer. And the other person or place to go is to go to permies.com. It's an amazing farm, and if you type in hugel culture, Hugel, culture with a K, you'll find out a lot about it there. And thanks to Paul Wheaton for running that. I remembered his name, the Duke of Permaculture. Unlike my last video talking about rocket mass heaters, which ideally will be bringing you a video probably early November about that project. With that, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Have too much fun.